Okay, we're live.
All right, welcome everybody to session 23 of The Space Between. And we're down a couple players tonight, but we still have quorum. So I will be reading the recap from last session for Avery in the perspective of Zeke. And in his words, after enduring several days of travel, our party found solace in the abundance of rations we carried, making our journey marginally more comfortable than roughing it in the wilderness. Finally, after 5 arduous days and one unfortunate accident, we reached our destination, eager to indulge in the simple pleasure of acquiring burgers. Straight into the point.
Yep.
An unusually high percentage of those words had to do with food.
They usually do.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that unusual.
Yeah.
Really? Hmm. Well, it was the main the main obstacle of the session, so it was fair.
And you have to
Um,
remember that every single log so far has included some fruit.
yeah, that's true. Wasn't factoring that in. It was off my calculus completely.
I mentally open if it's written by Bo.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we had left off last session on the cusp of returning the beat up, shot to pieces ATV Explorer vehicle to the rental company, and then getting you guys hooked up with a new one, probably from a different place.
They won't rent
um,
to us.
Why not? Not that bad, are we, guys?
um, but yeah, that'll then the execution of the plan. So let's see, we've got okay. Sorry, trying to deal with my phone's acting up here. Getting a text. Anyway, we can start off with you guys arriving at the rental place, unless you guys have something else you want to do first.
I don't have anything, guys.
Nope, nothing here.
All right, so we'll we'll flash forward to a scene with the crew, everyone including TC Carey and Cherry and Zeke is busy unloading your luggage and equipment and everything from the vehicle, while Sarah Lloyd is uh, off in the near distance over next to the awning of the building, and seems like she's getting mildly chewed out the uh, by the manager of the rental place. But she's taking it well, and seems like she's got the situation under control by her body language. And you all are TC3 is helping load the equipment that Sarah had brought into her vehicle.
Undercover.
Yeah. And you guys are I guess, in need of another vehicle, and you gather from the looks that the manager is giving both Sarah and the lot of you that this is not the place to look for another rental. The next rental that any of you makes there might be outside your price range.
Ain't our fault their crappy rentals can't stand up to no bullet fire.
You'd think their insurance would cover incidentals, like, getting shot at by other people. It's still something of a war zone, right?
It's true. It's a recovering war zone. And insurance companies, they're famous for rushing to cover unusual circumstances and, and
Too real bad.
incredibly predictable damages to things. Oh, you're in Tornado Alley? Sorry, tornado damage is not covered on our insurance. That's a separate coverage.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, you guys want to? What kind of vehicle would you like to acquire for your next rental?
Mm, they just a mid-range coupe. How many people do we have to fit? Got us 5 plus Sarah
More
and
than that.
TC3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was trying to decide. It should be easy.
Now
A
she's got her
6.
own vehicle to take somewhere, and you guys are going to teleport from somewhere.
Well,
So,
aren't we teleporting with her though?
mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
guess what I mean is, I don't know if you guys were going to necessarily drive that rental vehicle to the location, or if you were just going to
Hmm.
um, teleport all together and then have chair remote control it.
I
'Cause
suppose.
Sarah's got to drop her thing off at her place before you guys head out.
Okay. Um, didn't know she was dropping anything off at her place. That might be a bit of a risk, considering uh
Hmm.
her
That's true.
place is where she met the other people, right? Met the other
Yeah,
potential
that.
buyers.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that is a security risk.
Well, could flush him out, and I guess it does change our profile if we were to split up. I'm sure Ben is very happy about a suggestion to split the party.
Well, he's already throwing us off of our plan by having her go back.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you might just point that out to Sarah Lloyd. She may have just not considered that particular part of it. She might have just been thinking, okay, we all the stuff we got to handle before we go, you know, off planet.
Hmm.
I feel like Pete would have said something like, "Wait, you're just planning to walk into their hands now?"
Yeah, she can. When she comes over, or you all looking, a little bit put out, but you know,
Still alive?
sighing. Yes, still alive, sighing and kind of mentally brushing off the encounter with the rental manager. She says, "All right, thank you, TC3, for getting me loaded up. We can go drop this off with the front office at my place, and then we can be on our way."
Wait, you're just planning to go back to the hotel? Don't If they knew where we were coming from, they probably know your hotel.
She looks confused for a second and then face palms. Oh, of course. I'm sorry. I'm not thinking straight. Sure. I'll just need to figure out some way to get this back to them. If I, well, I'm not jumping to any conclusions about who was behind it, but I guarantee that if I don't return the equipment that they loaned me, I will most certainly be a dead woman when I come back.
Jerry, don't you have some friends who can help return the stuff for Miss Lloyd?
She, standing off to the side, doesn't even look up from her comm pad. Just the bubblegum pop. She says,
Typical.
Yeah, they can totally handle that. Don't worry about it. Just, like, they hit the key in the wheel well, and yeah, no problem.
Well, aren't the people that we're expecting at the ship the same people that will want their stuff back?
Yes.
We could just leave it in the car. They're gonna get the car.
Hmm.
Good point.
With maybe a
Well,
note saying, please return the car once you've got your equipment back.
She looks very uncomfortable. I mean, if that's a risk you are interested in taking with rental car in your name,
Oh,
that's up to
maybe
you.
not.
I don't know that I would trust their disposition to be that favorable toward us. I didn't think we were going to allow them to catch the decoy car.
No, you're right. I would rather the decoy car get back to the rental. Someone else might need it, and they might like the things that I've done with it.
I think Pete will just facepalm where Eva can't see him. Like, of course she did.
Clank. Yeah. Let's see here. Where's a
As a player, do you think that having Cherry's henches return it is a better idea?
Yeah, Sarah just nods along with Eva's suggestion.
kept her composure.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan. Cherry has some trusted friends that can handle returning returning the gear and delivering the gear and returning the vehicle that we use as a decoy. Then yeah, we should be fine. So yeah, with that, she takes the key and she hides it somewhere under the vehicle for Cherry's friends to come and retrieve the gear later. And she
Andy being friends with a celebrity.
so it is. She does suggest that you go ahead and arrange for the other vehicle and figure out where you're going to do the work on it.
Oh, any Junkyard or works auto shop will do.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a. Let's see. Probably either like a. Well, I think a fixed check would be fine for something like that to try to find a suitable place that would let you hang out and do a little bit of work on your vehicle.
Um, I would offer as an alternative administer, even though it's not nearly as good as my fixed check, if that would create a different kind of dynamic.
Let's see.
I mean, I suppose that could work. I don't consider it too administrative a task to find
Damn,
something like that.
I'm absolutely happy rolling fix.
I thought you might be.
Yeah, definitely.
See. Can Bo assist by, I don't know, trying to reach out to some more, buddy? Oh, well, there it goes.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah, I already rolled.
Yeah, in this party, you got to be quick on the draw with those help suggestions.
I should have waited.
Um,
Sorry, Ethan.
Oh, you're good.
It's okay. He didn't. Eva wasn't was confident enough. She didn't need to even wait for help.
Oh,
Yeah,
always true.
Eva, as it so happens, has already sniffed out a couple of suitable locations that are not that are large enough and it's somewhat I guess isolated enough that it's easy to find a spot where you can get some work done without drawing too much attention and not look too out of place either.
Okay.
So and we'll hand wave over getting another rental vehicle. Go ahead, do it this way. I need someone to volunteer to roll a d12 on behalf of the party.
I could roll it.
Brave man.
Alright.
Oh,
Oh no.
I hope that's good.
Oh no.
What?
You know that if this is bad, it is your fault, right? Because you rolled it.
I know, but it's not like it was going to be a skill check that anybody could have re-rolled either.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but that one is definitely your fault.
All right, so
Right, I built Roll20. Blame me.
We will.
I know. I would too.
Okay, so you guys are able to call and get a rental vehicle.
And then, okay.
It dies the
and-
instant we leave the driveway.
Eva has to completely repair it before she can rig it.
No, it's an easy enough thing to for you guys to take some public transportation and get over to the other rental place soon enough.
Oh, that's why. Public transport. You're saying we've been identified.
You guys are really really digging hard to try to figure out what that 12 is about. Don't worry, I'll tell you in a second.
Of course, it's already in the log.
What's already in the log?
The 12, the D12.
Yep.
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying you guys are trying to figure out why it was rolled. I'm about to tell you why. So, as you're signing paperwork, I don't know which one of you would be the chief one. I'm guessing Eva.
Probably Eva.
Yeah, probably.
She's
signing
human and she
paperwork.
likes paperwork.
Right.
Sorry, Pete.
You're finishing up, and the the guy who's handling your paperwork gets a call on his little line,
Oh no.
picks it up, and says, uh, "Yes, sir. Yes, yes, of course." Puts it down and says,
I got news from the other rental.
says, "All right, Ziva, is this all good? Now, I'd like to just by way of reminder, direct your attention to the insurance coverage that you have, and the all of the conditions and restrictions on that policy.
Oh,
And
I've already read it twice.
very good. I think you should know that word gets around, so I would suggest being very careful with you know future rentals, and yeah, make sure to take good care of your vehicle because
But it wasn't our fault. They were shooting at us.
he holds his hands up, kind of almost defensively. Of course, I'm sure. I'm not accusing you of anything, ma'am. And we appreciate your business. Just giving you the professional courtesy of a notification, I suppose, that uh, a lot of the uh, rental companies keep in touch with one another, and especially in recent times with some of the chaos that's plagued our cities, uh, companies have had to take a bit more of a defensive posture in order to preserve profits. So uh, I wish you a pleasant drive and a safe trip to wherever you're going. And just wanted to give the extra reminder that you be very careful, and in order to, you know, be able to continue renting vehicles in Arsino and frankly wherever on Urala. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say to you. Looks like you've signed everything here. Stacks of papers, binds them together, and feeds them through the little scanner. And yep, you'll. Would you like your paper copies, or is digital good enough for you?
Oh, paper, please.
Of course. And spits back out the paper and I passes it together and hands it over, and reaches out to shake her hand.
Alright. He shakes confidently.
Pleasure doing business with you. Safe trip.
Thank you.
um, yeah, my thought process was like, there's something about the simplicity of that. There's, I
Yep.
think I've used that kind of with, I used it with the cell phones, the burner phones before, just like a simple, are you out yet? Um, the way you guys are potentially burning through rental cars here, this could be a comparable situation.
So now we're down to a D10 on rental cars.
Yep.
Oh, what is that?
Oh, I thought you were joking about treating it like a resource die. When you
Uh,
roll the minimum number, you deplete it, and it's now the next size die down.
oh, got you. I don't think I don't guess I've read about it being done that way. I think the mechanic I was thinking of in Stars for a particular item is just you roll a one on that, then it's it's out and you gotta replenish it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Not that it drops the die size. Though that's an interesting mechanic. Is that a common sort of mechanic in other role
I
playing
don't.
It's
games?
at least common in house rules.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's
Oh,
common generally, but yeah, it's often enough in house rules, and yeah, it's another one of those niche tools that you can use. It doesn't apply to everything, but it's good for some
Yeah,
things.
basically it's by the time you roll it down to say the D4 size, then it's gone when you fail it the
mhm.
next time.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, just a straight roll also works for something that's on a D12 and happen to roll the bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, happens to the best of us.
And me too.
um, but yeah, so you guys have got yourselves a, a nice new rental vehicle ready to be fully as non-invasively as possible jury rigged,
hmm
and since Eva knows that these these strangers, these friends of Cherries, are going to need to be able to easily restore it to its stock state in case that's required by the rental company.
Mm. It,
In case it's required.
I'm
Is
sure the
it?
contract very specifically says you're not allowed to do what he was about to do.
Yeah, guaranteed, man.
It
Yeah,
does.
Guaranteed.
he will not make
I'm,
modifications to our rental cars.
I'm sure there's some part in the back of Eva's mind that's convinced that when they see what she's done with it, that they'll
That's
make an
true.
exception.
hmm
There's probably a clause that also specifically says this means you, Eva.
uh, if you know what, I'll have to roll a check later on to see if she provides instructions for how to properly use
Mhm.
the modifications that she's made.
Oh wow. Straight up admitting it.
Yeah, I'm envisioning like a handwritten addendum to the damage clauses
hmm
that specifically calls out bullet holes and ro- you know well I guess the general damage to the frame due to a wreck would already be included.
Yeah, yeah. They have every right to be upset at us about the ATV. That's not
Sure.
the state you want to return the vehicle in.
Yeah, but yeah, you
Absolutely.
guys have skated on through without getting into any major trouble over it so far. So let's get some skill checks from Eva.
All
Is she
right.
going to have an assistant for these?
Yes, because I imagine that the modifications that she's making are probably not terribly quick, and so having some extra hands will
He
help.
will offer to help if it's like labor stuff.
hmm
Yeah.
Because he
Now,
knows if it's not labor, he should probably not attempt it.
yeah, in the process, there will definitely be there will be plenty of room for somebody to help. Handing parts and tools and holding something still while Eva does something to it. Um, all that kind of stuff. Some a lot of her work is going to be some finer, um, mechanical modifications to the inner workings of the vehicle, but um, some of it uh, there will be some like uh, you know computer wiring kind of stuff as well. Um, and it's got to be attached underneath the vehicle and stuff. So yeah, there'll be a little bit of manual labor to help out. So let's see. It's going to be a DC 9 for getting the remote control rig set up.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too tough for Eva. Let's see. I'm trying to think what to have Pete roll. He could roll a fix or an exert or something else if you can give a suggestion.
I'm sorry, Pete could what now?
To help, I was gonna have him roll like an exert or a fix
Okay.
or something like that.
Yeah, we're not doing fix.
Okay.
Yeah, Pete will exert. What?
Oh, bummer.
It's a
Wow.
nat 4. Ow.
Wow.
Oh well.
I guess Pete's reaching a point where he needs a bit of a charge after all that travel.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Well, go ahead and roll it on your own then.
What about
Dex.
Bo?
Oh, I guess do we? I'd forgotten. Is that how the help thing? You can have multiple people attempt, and then just only one
Yeah.
success
I
can actually apply. Yeah,
I think that's how it's written. That's how I've always run it.
yeah, I'm fine with that. Oh no.
I may not do it either.
Also one try.
Ooh.
All right. Oh.
Let's see. I mean,
Oh, I just rolled. Sorry.
fair enough. Okay, well, whew. Then out of 6, that's a lot of pluses. Very good. So you've managed to pull it out. So yeah, Bo and Pete they're doing a lot of helping.
I know that tone. That's the dad tone.
Yes.
Doing a lot of helping.
They are helping. They're helping cook.
No.
What it immediately made me think of is it's a fairly specific League of Legends meme. That it's the I'm Jarvan and I'm helping. But anyway, I won't get into all the explanation.
I have a slightly comical offer for how this plays out.
Oh boy.
Shoot.
So,
Bang.
if acceptable by the GM and both players involved, it's less a matter of them being insufficient for the work that's being done, but more a matter of, well, Pete knows Eva, and she's going to drop something on her at some point, and his attention is taken more for that. Of course, he holds the thing that needs to be held, but he's also just doing that, but not in a way that actually helps
Distracted.
Eva. He's just protecting her from herself. And Bo is so distracted by the fact that she is such a danger to herself.
Sounds about right.
It's fine by me.
You good with that,
Sorry, what
Dean?
were you doing that's a danger to yourself?
What's that?
Sorry, what were you doing that's a danger to yourself?
Oh, she is clumsy as all heck. She there is probably at least 2 opportunities for some tool that she sets on the edge of a table to, when she moves her leg to get into a better position, she can knock the leg and it could come crashing down on her face or shoulder, and that's where Pete's attention is occupied, is catching the things that might hurt her. The situation, protecting her from situations she created.
Yeah, close enough.
Sounds great to me. So yeah, it's a creative way for you to take their failed roles and kind of work it into mostly Eva problem.
Yeah.
It's like just the nature of trying to help Eva with a with a project of hers is so distracting and hazardous and stressful. Not really hazardous, but has everyone so worried about her not hurting herself that not able to actually get a lot of help done. And
I know
all
people
the
who are
while,
like that.
yeah, it's not unrealistic. Um,
Some days that's me.
Yeah.
yeah, despite it all, she has the skills and the knowledge to accomplish the thing. It's just she's gonna take a creative route to doing it. And all the while, TC3 is posted up nearby, just stock still, watching, silently judging.
Ooh, rude.
Well, you don't know. I mean, not really moving at all, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's going on inside that bucket of bolts, as Bo would say.
Oh, I see.
Uh, yeah, I'd say. Meanwhile, Cherry, Miss Lloyd, and Zeke are they're walking to the nearest drink place to get something to more to kill time and give themselves something to do than to really stave off thirst.
Don't forget, Bo really wants burgers.
Yeah, I guess
Unless we've already taken care of that.
we kind of, yeah, I don't know. I hadn't intended to gloss over it too much, but I know we talked about it at the end of last session. Yeah, that we could say this is the time they go to get burgers and some some nice drinks, coffees, some bobas, whatever people want. What would Bo's and Eva's drink orders be?
I'll go. Eva is, as usual, trying to be cool like Cherry. So she says that she'll have whatever Cherry's having, but not with those weird beads at the bottom because she choked on them last time.
Basically, just ask for like a Slurpee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cherry, yeah. Envisioning her like sitting up from having been under the vehicle for a minute and relaying the order to Cherry, and Cherry just kind of giving her a little consoling pat on the shoulder. uh, she mentions not the beads.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. And what about Bo?
Remember, he's been stuck in a car in close proximity to everyone for 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
So he says it probably ain't at the boba place, but the highest proof alcohol you can get your hands on.
Cherry looks a little scandalized and looks at Eva. Do you want?
I won't drink it till we're off planet.
She gives him a wink. She was trying to make some kind of comment about his ability to operate heavy machinery while intoxicated, but yeah, she says she'll do what she can.
I'm pretty sure that grease cleaner, that degreaser thing is exactly what you're looking for, right, Bo?
Well, my insides don't need no degreasing. Well, they might after that burger.
Could have fooled me.
Oh, if only the human body were that easy to clean out.
Right.
All right, so they're off they go to get burgers and drinks. And yeah, let's see. So we've got the work underway for the remote control rig. And that takes about 2 hours with the help. And some part way through the job, burgers and drinks arrive, including a bottle of something vicious for Bo. And then the work continues uninterrupted. You guys
Pete might have asked to see if they offered a Type C power cell.
yeah, actually, it's not a bad idea. We haven't really had to worry about that yet. I think
Yeah,
even
that
the-
car was able to charge it. I charge him,
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah, it would have been. It even though it was a yeah, it would have been able to. And I think I was trying to recall. I can't recall off the top of my head the amount of time that he can go without um, being charged up. Is it a day or is it a week?
I
Just wanted to
think
double check
it's
that.
about a week.
But yeah, either way, Pete has been fine so far, and but yeah, having a little getting topped off with a bit of little jolt of energy is always a pleasant experience for a VI. So, yeah, they could have gotten
Type B cell per week of operation away from readily available current.
okay. Yeah, so yeah, I think we didn't I didn't worry about it because I think that that ATV Explorer would have had a beefy enough system to power him up. Because it's kind of designed for off-grid kind of stuff. All right, so yeah, they come back with a juiced up power cell for Pete as well. And when it's all done, you guys have a remote controllable rental vehicle.
All
And
right.
Cherry's able to she's able to sync up her little drone controller to it and operate it. She complains in a minor way about the responsiveness of the controls, but even knows it's plenty fine. She's just being picky.
Of course. How many what's it called? Spare parts did you say that was gonna take?
That was 2.
Okay. But
And then the dummies going to be another 2.
oh, oh,
Oh,
one more.
one more. Well, the location that you picked is a junkyard, where the owner was willing to let you, just park and fiddle with your vehicle. Yeah, if you offered him the appropriate amount of credits, he'd be happy to give supply you with enough spare parts to top you off.
Okay. Is he willing to sell a little extra? I'd certainly
Yeah.
like to.
Yeah, if you want to restock, that'd be the place to do it.
Fantastic. Spare parts are bundled 3 Tua. So
Yeah, and because those are also basically lift for Pete.
yeah.
The
Alright,
what for Pete?
They're basically the equivalent of lift for Pete.
The spare
They're his
parts?
healing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you meant, but I was just making sure I didn't mishear something.
okay.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't give a lot of context for that.
I'll buy 12 units.
Okay.
It's really
Yeah, the
pretty
guy
cherry
is
now that I've got the cash.
he's extra happy to have you sitting in his parking lot working on your vehicle if you're gonna buy a bunch of his scrap parts. All right, so yeah, you've made the man's day and stocked up, uh, loaded up your pack.
All right. Yeah, I'm now at 10 of 11 stowed.
Nice.
Pete can probably take a few of those units and help carry them. He's got extra weight.
So yeah, I
She's
imagine she's trying to strap some things onto the outside of her pack.
she
Larger
really
piece.
doesn't mind carrying them. um at some point when we end up with way more, or we need to carry way more, then yeah, absolutely. But actually, how about we'll send 6 of them over to you. I'll carry 5. I think she likes the weight of having them in her pack, but that was getting pretty heavy.
Yes, it was, and while she likes the weight, she does also like to have room for any other goodies she might come across.
That's true. True.
All right. And let's go ahead and get ready for the dummy check. So this one's going to be a little more, uh, only slightly more difficult. It's going to be a DC 10.
Okay.
And do we want?
And Pete contribute his knowledge of human anatomy by rolling stab.
Sure. Yeah, he's like, this is
Alright,
how the
here we
human
go.
arm moves. Oh, so close.
Oh, that was really close.
Wow. Yep. What about Bo? Could he?
Oh, I rolled my fix there.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, he already tried to help with fix.
All right. Oh
See
wow.
what he was like.
I will
Okay.
use my reroll.
Okay.
Does the reroll let them reroll their 8 checks too?
No, but
I
go
wish.
ahead.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not. However, if you would go ahead and re-roll it again.
Alrighty. There we go.
Kaboom. Alrighty then. Uh, Yeah.
And of course, all the failures is just like a flashback we see from Zeke's point of view, since he's like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
Right. Somebody who were paying close attention would just notice him watching Eva work and kind of nod to himself and then go back to what he's doing. As Pete and Bo are holding pieces up for her to weld together. So they're trying to basically build a flexible frame that will hold up these dummy torsos and heads of sorts, and have them move just enough to look believable from a distance. So, after another couple hours of work and testing out the motor functions of these dummies, and trying to get the get the material they're using to disguise the frame to drape just right and stay in place, you have a couple of serviceable dummies, a driver and a passenger.
What a dummy.
Hmm.
You're welcome, Dex.
Alrighty then, so I think we're ready to move on to whatever next step you have in mind. So we've got the basics laid out of, at some point you're going to teleport onto the ship and you're going to remote control the vehicle and take the hopefully bait the guards, whatever you want to call them, the would-be ambushers, on a merry chase through the city while you quickly fire up and get out of Dodge. And Cherry's henchmen provide enough distraction, and at the right moment, block and delay them long enough for the rental vehicle to get out and make its way back to the rental company.
To be honest, the getting back to the rental company was, in my original idea, a secondary concern. The delays were more so that it would take them longer to discover they've been duped and double back.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Then that's good too. Do you guys want to drive the rental vehicle closer to the edge of the city, out where the ship fields are, or do you want to just teleport and let Cherry drive the thing remotely?
I'd say whatever Cherry prefers. If she wants to get acquainted with driving it by drone while we can, while we're in it and we can see how it works.
Mm.
But if she's
Oh, wow, you're in it.
well, that's Eva's offer. Might not be the best idea. But it's also, I don't really see any particular reason why we wouldn't just teleport to the ship, as long as everybody can stay quiet until they take the bait.
Yeah.
If there's any risk of us making noise unexpectedly, then I'd rather wait to teleport until they take the bait.
Okay. Well, let's say that's another option. You can always hang out where you're at while Cherry remotely drives the vehicle over, or and then just teleport once some of them start chasing the vehicle.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so Cherry gets started on her little drone link thing, trying out the thing. Let's go ahead and see how that goes. Let's see, this is, I can do this right here. Okay. So she starts the thing up and takes it for a couple loops around the parking lot, testing each of the basic functions and makes a happy noise and peels it out of the junkyard parking lot and starts going down the street. Yeah, on her little control panel, little drone control unit, she's got a view in front of the vehicle, and she's got uh, the side view mirrors also. So she's staring intently and grinning like a mad woman.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back. Let's see then.
I hope y'all weren't paused to.
No, I was just
Okay.
reading what you had sent, but I just described how Cherry zipped off the remote controlled car and is taking it for a spin in the general direction of the starship.
Yeah. Cool.
So,
I kind of envision that drone setup being kind of like the modern drone racing one, where you put on the 3D goggles and you're just holding the remote like it's a really, really fancy, like a remote control drone, but you're watching it like you're seeing from the eyes of the drone.
Hmm.
Have you not
could
seen like
be.
a drone race?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Those are crazy.
Yeah, they're nuts. I guess I hadn't thought of this being something with a headset. Um, 'Cause this isn't. Well, yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't
I
know
mean,
exactly
it could
why
be
they
as
do
simple
them
as
like
like
that.
a tablet interface, but I was just thinking that for some of those more advanced uses of a drone, it just kind of seems suitable to the era of sci-fi.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's funny because I hadn't really thought about that. I have seen those, but I just kind of assumed that that was mainly because they were going so fast and because they've got um like really wide camera angles that they want to show, and it's not really easy to do on a tablet.
Well, part of it too is reflexes. If you're wearing the headset and it's stereoscopic, it will give a sense of depth. So it's
Oh,
fine.
that's true.
It's just a
Hmm.
thought that I had that occurred to me of kind of visualize it like that for me.
Yeah,
That's all.
that's a cool idea. Especially given Cherry's background and her home planet.
Mm,
Um, I think that's actually very appropriate. I'm glad you said something because Danielle and I had talked a little bit about some of her background, and so and this is a great application for it because typically you guys have seen her use just a little tablet for controlling her drone, or honestly, her little camera drone. A lot of times she just controls that from her compad because
Yeah.
it's got some basic autonomy, some very simple uh, kinds of instructions it can take, and just like, hey, stay 4 feet from me and keep my face in the middle of the view.
Yep. Kind of like one of the primitive versions of like a DJI drone would be.
hmm
Yep.
So yeah, that's what you guys have usually seen her use. However, this time, she, uh, what she has used to get set up here. She took out this case from her pack and unfolded this kind of it looks translucent for most of it, except for the side pieces. It's kind of like a visor, and she slides it on and puts in little earpieces that are attached to the headset, and then the visor lights up, and I'm kind of envisioning it one of these like RGB boot up light shows of sorts.
Oh yeah, probably.
But then once it's fully engaged, it's it's covering a significant portion of her face, but you can see through it. It's transparent enough, and you can tell she makes eye contact through it as well, so she can see through it from the other side too. And but then once she gets linked up to the car, starts trying. Oh,
That was pretty funny.
Things are happening.
Yeah. Once it's running, it's not quite as intensely lit up as all that. But yeah, she
Oh,
gets it lit up, and it is immersing her in the field of view that is provided by the multiple cameras set up in the cab of the rental car. And so yeah, she's locked in, and she explains that this is basically the simulated racing setup that she would use. She's just never gotten to do this with an actual four-wheeled vehicle before.
Gonna be famous now.
Mm-hmm. And she's sent off a message to her friends. Let's see, what was it? Dominga and Shauna. And got them at the ready. All right, so trying to think how to describe this all to the onlookers, since a lot of this is primarily taking place in her little visor.
She can probably
mean-
transmit a screen to our data slabs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's.
I mean, she's set up to stream, Ben. There's no trouble here.
Yeah, no trouble at all.
That's true.
Yeah, I was trying to catch up mentally. Yeah. So you guys are. She's basically doing a stream of one, and you guys are getting to watch as she makes her way through the city, and then out through the refugee camp. And just in passing, you note the construction and that it's a time of day that there's a significant amount of foot traffic in and out of the city. There at the outer edge, to and from the refugee camp, and there's actually a convoy arriving with looks loaded down with supplies and bearing Urallan troops, and they're wearing the lizard-headed insignia of the Vithloxian Church. But you're able to pass by all that, avoid getting caught up in the distribution of of aid, and make your way toward the spaceship, where it is parked on one of these little landing pads outside the city. And you can see in the view of the rental vehicle as it approaches, just like Zeke had described to you, two black and blacked out vehicles with a couple of people standing outside them, who take note of the approaching vehicle. And Cherry hesitates a moment, and then has the vehicle peel out in a U-turn, and they're trying to take off the other direction.
In the background,
And-
Eva is trying to whisper, but she doesn't have a great indoor voice or library voice. It is so exciting.
Yeah. Zeke is watching, transfixed at the whole experience. Watching for the signal that means that he needs to teleport you all onto the ship. So, Cherry strategically takes a path that gets her caught up by some foot traffic shortly after, which gives just enough time for a response. And as you watch in the rearview mirror, one of the vehicles peels out, and one of the men standing next to the other vehicle, seems to be gesturing and shouting, but he does not get back in his vehicle.
Okay.
So the other one remains.
Kind of expected that might happen. We'll just have to be quiet. And I think Eva even says that. Okay, see, that's smart. We'll have to be quiet.
So Zeke looks over and asks, "So is that the signal?"
Eva looks over at Pete.
Pete's gonna glance at the screen. About how far away are they? Are the pursuers getting caught up in the foot traffic so they can't just make a quick UB?
Not quite yet. They're on their way catching up. Eva has, or I mean, Cherry has gotten past that little jam and is, furiously honking the horn to get people to scatter. And so she's taking off now that the other vehicle has started in pursuit.
We'll look at them and saying, "Not yet. I want them to get stuck in this foot traffic, or at least have to come back through it. If we pull out too early, they could possibly figure it out and get back too quickly."
As if Zeke didn't just hear what Pete said, Eva looks over at him and says, "Okay, wait."
Yeah, he's used to it.
Oh, sorry, you said how many folks look like they're staying behind?
You see one sitting next to a blacked out SUV.
Yeah, they came in 2 cars. They sent one to pursue.
And you've only seen you've seen 2 people outside the vehicles, but you don't know if there are additional passengers or not.
Mm.
Hmm.
All right, so you guys watch intently as Cherry begins leading them on a merry chase. All right, this is going to be another pilot check. Mhm.
Guys, it's not my fault if he fails the roll.
No, we'll give you
That's
a
true.
pass on this one.
I should hope so. Seriously.
No, it's because the one that you rolled earlier.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
rolling a
wouldn't even
1.
remembered that.
Rolling a 1 for your first die of the night is a bad look, and your second die for that matter.
Yeah, I know.
Though that was
Bad omen.
on a d6. That's less significant. Excuse me. Okay. Right. So Cherry is driving like a madwoman. She is
Usually
in
does.
a racing mindset and putting this vehicle to the test. Uh, zipping through the traffic, such as it is on the outskirts of the city, and runs one red light, narrowly dodging some pedestrians who jump back and then dive for the sidewalk again as the SUV thunders past in pursuit, narrowly dodging cross traffic.
Trying to lead them on a wild goose chase, not end up on your Allah's Most Wanted. Slow your roll.
Wow, Zeke is talking sense. Or no, sorry, Bo. Bo is talking sense.
Terry just mutters something and waves a brief dismissive hand in Bo's direction, and then continues fixated on her race.
Well, when it
I
looks
thought I'd
decently
die.
clear, Pete will say, "Okay, let's teleport." Whenever that happens to be.
Thank goodness.
Okay.
Thought I was gonna die trapped inside an RC car.
Okay, so as soon as as soon as Pete says that, which happens to be about in the middle of Bo's sentence there, you all suddenly find yourselves standing in on the bridge of the ship.
All right.
With Miss Lloyd giving everyone a reminder with a finger to her mouth. Remember, let's get quietly ready. And she actually looks over at Eva. Come to think of it, do I need to do anything, or do I just sit tight?
Just sit tight.
Okay. She looks over at TC3 and gestures over to kind
Wait.
of the.
Wait.
Hmm?
Prep with bow.
Okay.
I don't know if we discussed it or not, but
Not in
unless
detail.
yeah, unless Bo has things on the ship that he's knowledgeable about doing, I think Eva would have had him prepare for the uh it, for the worst case if we end up like being grounded or get cover set up or whatever.
Mm,
Oh yeah, he would plan on doing that.
Okay, yeah.
yeah, and I was gonna say I think he would have. That would have been a given
Uh,
for Bo.
Fair
And
enough.
be
Yeah,
ready to
yeah.
talk through some of the finer points of anti-shipboarding maneuvers.
Hmm.
He'd have explained. First thing you do is suffocate him inside the airlock.
In
See
the
about how many of them
atmosphere.
you can get. All those things still pressure differentialize. Even if you can't suffocate them, you can pop their lungs.
Ew. Uh, yeah, Miss Lloyd, just go with him. Keaton, I got this.
And Pete will give a thumbs up.
Yeah, we'll go about trying to prep the ship for takeoff as quietly as it can purr.
All right, so
Is this a new scene, by the way, from the junkyard?
yes.
Okay, good.
We'll need all the rolls we can get.
Yeah, no kidding.
we might, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You guys have actually had kind of a fairly low average roll tonight. Um,
Yeah.
unusual for you guys. Um, well, yeah, I think, and I think we had talked briefly about the fact that what you guys are going to be doing is rushing the usual. Typically there would be several minutes. Um, you know, probably around 15 to 30 minutes of checking various systems, you know, pressure in the lines and blah blah blah, uh,
Hmm.
testing all the little bells and whistles and making sure that things go on and off when they're supposed to, standard kind of safety checks before you go out into
Doing it
the
the
void of
sane way.
space. Exactly. Um, just like there's a standard amount of time that it takes to prep the ship for metadimensional spike drill. Um, it's got the same thing for taking off. Well, you guys are rushing that, and that is going to come with some complications, potential, but uh, it also helps then to have extra hands on to kind of manually check some of these systems around the ship. Um, and instead of having to just do it all at the pilot's console, can distribute the work a little bit and speed it up in combination with skipping several of them. Not waiting for some of the things to power up and pressurize that aren't strictly speaking necessary for taking off through the lower atmosphere.
We don't need to
So,
check all the doors and make sure that they have all their bolts. Okay?
right, yeah. Yeah, pressure containment for every compartment of the ship is overkill. Just get the main two and you're good to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus, Eva knows the every purr and hiss and hum of this ship. So
Yes, and she has displayed a ready willingness to ignore many of those.
She has.
Yes.
um,
Business as usual then.
so that one, okay, that's not an immediately life-threatening issue, so bottom of the list.
Yes,
Sweet.
very much.
Yeah, she's got a physical list of that somewhere, and then she usually has a couple of things floating around in the back of her head that need to get added to the list, um,
She
such
talks
as
about them
the
in her sleep.
yes, such as the
Which,
nature of running a junkyard salvaged ship.
yeah.
But all right, so this is going to be some kind of skill check. Probably primarily I was considering would be a pilot check from Cherry, unless you have a check in mind for Eva to make,
Um,
um, related to getting this all started up.
no, but I imagine that Eva can probably roll a fixed check to assist.
Okay.
Just because
Um,
she's trying to idle things. Her assist check would be to try and idle things at just the right level to where they're not making any actual noise and generating minimal heat, but they're at a place where you can gun it. You know, basically that's when you're
hmm,
playing a racing game, that sweet spot where you
mhm,
can
mhm.
hit the accelerator and you get the boost.
Exactly. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to underdo it either.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay then. Yeah, that could be a fixed check.
All right. Yeah.
All right, very nice. And Cherry is going to get on the phone with, or well, on the radio with flight control, and she's going to plead your case. And it's going to go something to the effect of, so, flight control, we're in a little bit of a pickle, and we have bad men wanting to kidnap us, and they're waiting outside our ship, so we're going to need to go a little fast, and, you know, if we could, maybe just this one time, cut a couple of the corners and skip some of the optional checks. That would be really great. And so on and so forth. And she's really laying it on thick, using her practiced charm on this hapless individual who is operating the flight control tower at the moment.
Besides, we all know that that person is gonna be like, but you can't check skipping bolt number 43 on airlock 2.
uh, yeah,
Going to
you
be
definitely
force of will.
you catch a couple of times where they begin to try to interject, and she runs them over. Uh, wow, an 11, and that 11 plus
Wow.
3 to a
Dang.
14. So
Wish I
yeah,
could roll like that tonight.
yeah.
It's just
So
not your night,
there's
Robert. Next session.
a bit of spluttering and you know some frustrated sighing coming from the other line as she continues it. But the flight controller at first says, "Look, ma'am, I'm sure you have a bad situation, but if there's if you're in trouble, then call the police. I don't know why you're telling me all this." then she keeps on with it and is also explaining how she would love to wait for the approval and all that, but she's about to just have to go because they don't really have time to wait for the police to show up and don't really want to wait for the people to breach the cargo bay either. So she's gonna have to. They're just gonna have to be patient with her and accept that this is happening.
Yeah, thanks, bye.
And yeah, um, and he seems pretty flabbergasted by the end of it. Uh, has tried to start a sentence a couple times and just trailed off, but then ultimately says, Well, okay, ma'am, I guess you do what you got to do. I'll, I'll log this under unusual circumstances and try to explain when uh, when I get asked later, but I would just have to warn you, I don't know that there's any way to avoid at least the minimum fine, but I I think I guess they'll understand some extenuating circumstances. Uh, you won't be getting in any criminal trouble, and I'll let the gunners know to stand down. Yeah, you're good to go. Go on ahead. And she just gives him one of her little oh so sweet thank yous, and clicks off the line. And then with that, and this has been while she's kind of multitasking here. She's still driving the remote controlled car, and you know every few seconds, looking down and flipping a switch or adjusting a control on the pilot's panel.
He's probably playing co-pilot since he's used to starting the ship.
Mhm.
He's just taking her
Yeah.
direction for doing it quietly.
Sounds good. Yeah, and how is he taking her three-way multitasking here?
Probably just like, yeah, this is normal.
Par for the course with her.
Maybe a little bit like Marvin the depressed robot, and being a bit like, yep, sure, we're all gonna die, but it's fine. We're just gonna go out together.
Yeah, and yeah, she says something like, "All right, everybody, you know, buckle up, hold on tight."
And when she says, "Hold on tight," Pete has his hand hovering over the ramp to close it because they probably couldn't close it yet.
Oh, the ramp. You're talking about
Yeah,
the boarding ramp?
yeah, the ramp.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
mean,
if that was open.
No, that should be
oh
closed.
no, 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 it would be closed.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Good.
yeah, you get, I
Good. Good.
I give you guys the benefit of the doubt. You would have closed it and locked it before you left. Otherwise, you might have found the ship
Mhm.
in a slightly different situation.
Yes, fair.
Teleported onto the bridge to find a couple people sitting in your chairs.
Yeah.
um,
Why are you in such a hurry to leave, sir? Yeah.
yeah, that's certainly going to be a reroll.
Did I need to roll anything for the defenses?
For the defenses, no, I don't think so. That's soon enough. I guess unless there was anything special you had in mind,
No,
that
but I
may be
started looking
outside
up
of
stuff and I'm considering future additions.
I was gonna say, if you wanted
Yeah,
to
our
do
ship is not
something,
particularly. I was just saying our ship is not particularly fanged. It is
exactly,
short in the tooth.
you are not you are not piloting a flying fortress by any means. Um, yeah, so no,
That's a bummer.
I basically took it as Bo getting checking his weapons and getting in a position to you know be ready if anybody came storming through the airlock or the cargo bay ramp, something like that.
Okay, yeah, so I think that description I gave would lay out enough for what he had set up.
Oh, I see in the roll 20 chat. Half height L turn at the airlock.
If they couldn't
Yeah.
just come out straight through, they'd have to either jump those boxes
Oh, okay, got you. So just kind of like
or walk past or through that little L turn.
okay, I see. Right, switches to the cargo bay. Heated buckets of grease from the workshop. Your goodness.
Heated
Okay.
buckets of grease.
Okay.
That's overkill, man.
See, I had not read
Figured the
this
kind of
before
mechanical
you.
grease would have to be heated to flow freely, so not like boiling oil.
Uh-huh. Ethan's like, retreat, retreat. uh he heard the tone of voice that said, I'm about to make you roll some dice. Hmm. Heated buckets of
Oh, I
grease.
guess, yeah.
Okay.
I'd
We
roll
won't
some for that.
say we don't need to get too granular with that then. Um if you were getting ready to do something potentially dangerous, then I would certainly have him roll. But if it's just grease heated up enough for it to be fluid, then yeah, I'll allow it. Um, it's a grease. Okay. Um.
He agrees with you.
So yeah, he
Got a boo from both Dex and Ethan. There we go.
No, that was laughter.
Oh, okay.
say I almost booed you, but I thought better of it. What I
Might
was
occur to
going to
me.
say. So when Bo hears uh, Cherry quietly say over the intercom system inside the ship for everyone to buckle up and hold on, uh, what is he doing? And what is he doing with the buckets of grease?
Good question.
Well, I guess how long was that total departure time?
Um, what do you mean? Like, how long has it been that you guys have been on the ship?
Yeah, to set up. I guess that would determine how far along you were.
I'd say it was maybe 5 minutes. Not all of it would have been actually firing up the ship. A lot of it would have been some of it would have been getting in position and talking to the talking to flight control before actually starting things up. So I'd say he had a handful of minutes to be working, and then he's got basically 1 minute from the time that Cherry gives the warning to the time that you guys are actually gonna take off.
So then he probably was just like, "Hey Sarah, I even heated up those buckets of grease," and then he hears the time to go. Oh man, I was hoping they might actually board us.
Yeah, she says.
He'll sulkily walk that back to into Eva's workshop.
Yeah, she turns and follows him with her bucket or buckets. Uh, all right, then. So lids go back on the buckets, and they get strapped back in. And, uh, Sarah never asked Bo if Eva knew he was messing with her bucket grease. So she just was following instructions.
Oh, I was gonna be two birds, one stone. She wouldn't have them buckets of grease to bathe in no more.
I get to chuckle out of Sarah.
I mean, if that was on the comms, that gets a chuckle out of Pete.
And then a blank
There
look
might
from
have been an
Eva.
open mic situation.
Yeah, was that an accidental open mic there by Bo?
Yeah, I'll say it was an accidental open mic.
Yeah, Pete definitely just chuckles at that. No, it sounds more human than that. Okay.
I'm sorry.
TC3 might sound like that, but
Yeah,
not Pete.
true. No, for some reason I just
Smart Alec.
I don't even know what like robotic laughter popped into my head. I don't even know what it's from. But I also thought of Squidward's laugh. But
Sounded
anyway,
to me
that's
like
all.
the cross-eyed football player from The Waterboy.
Oh,
Mm,
that's
that's
too
really
that's a reference I don't get.
I forgot you're all young pups.
1998. I don't know. That could have been in my time, but yeah, I don't think I've even heard of that movie.
You said it was from what, Dex?
The Waterboy with Adam Sandler.
Oh, I probably was not allowed to watch it if it was Adam Sandler.
Yeah, I don't think that would have been high on too many of your movie lists. I don't
Yeah,
think his movies are bad. I just think there will be some parts of it that get taken too far.
yeah. There's some crude humor, I imagine.
Not too much, honestly. Not enough to bother me. I don't like crude humor.
Yeah, I don't recognize it, so probably didn't watch it.
Yeah. I can't
Well,
think of
anywho,
any excess of cussing, no nudity.
oh yeah, no, I think I vaguely remember like I don't think I've seen it, but I feel like I vaguely remember seeing like snippets of it
Yeah.
somewhere, like referenced before, and it seemed like it's probably was like intended to be a kids movie or like a family movie.
Oh no, it's not.
No?
No, Adam
Oh,
Sandler
okay.
movies are not intended as kids
No.
movies. But he
Well,
always
They may
plays
be
the
childish, but they're
protagonist
not
as a
kids'
good guy.
movies.
might be thinking of something else.
Might be.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Anyways,
anywho, we digress. Whatever. So Pete's laugh sounds more normal, like a because
Like
he
a
is
normal person.
it's like a normal person because he's a normal person.
He's completely normal.
He's a totally normal robot person. That's a thing that
I don't know why you guys keep doubting me. He's completely normal.
Eva believes you.
Shh.
yeah, and I was gonna say his voice is probably something that he's worked on very carefully, specifically to make it sound as human as possible. Um, that's something that is
Maybe.
very important to him, I would imagine. And I'll say when sometimes I'll interject stuff. I realize the way I'm phrasing that makes it sound like I'm saying that's canon. Um, when I say stuff like that, feel free to be like, no, it would actually be more like something else. Um,
I thought it was kind of funny and it hadn't come up yet. So it's just setting the record straight. That's all.
I appreciate that. I feel like yeah, I, you guys let me know if I do that too much. I think that's kind of my typical way of like, oh, here's a part that hasn't really been fleshed out before. This is what I would assume that it would be, or what it seems like it would be, and then leave room for what I might need to. Might be smoother to just ask the player, "Hey, what does Pete's laugh sound?" Something like that. But anyway, because I'm now getting a vague memory that that's come up before. um. Okay, so countdown to takeoff. T minus 30 seconds. Everybody's buckling up, strapping in, and any last words or
I want my
actions?
mommy.
Uh,
Sorry, TV show callback. Probably the oldest one.
uh, orient a camera so that we can see his reaction.
Yes, yes, do it.
Oh, to see
And
whose
record.
reaction.
The dude who stayed behind.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
We probably already have a camera on him.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, just to make sure we don't get caught.
Yeah.
But like,
Mhm.
that's a perfect point. I want to know. I want to see the defeat on his face.
Yeah, man, that's a good call. All right, so
And if their future spaceships are like modern spaceships, you can compile like a whole video of all the different camera angles from the exterior.
yes. Oh man, yeah. So you guys get the camera view situated to look at the guy who's outside. Um, Cherry, she lets everybody know that the chase is still going well, and she's ready to take off. Um, she's about to whip into whip down a side street and evade the pursuit at the same time that her buddies jump in to force the pursuit to dodge and avoid a crash.
hmm Nice.
um,
Are they gonna
yeah,
take over and drive it back, or they're? I don't need that detail.
they'll go get that later. But what you guys see is in the rearview mirror of the rearview cam of the rental car, a pair of motorcycles come zipping up, one from a side street, and basically cut off the black SUV and force it to slam on the brakes. And then they they make a rude gesture in its direction, and then act like they're getting upset that they just about got run over. And then the the rental vehicle speeds off, cuts a sharp turn, and then goes and parks in a secluded spot.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Cherry gives a signal that it is time for the final couple checks and to burn hot.
All right. Do it.
So Ava turns the dials, pushes the sliders all the way, whatever. And then Cherry hauls back on the stick and pumps it. And guys are treated to a shocked reaction from the man standing outside as he stumbles back and falls down uh, pulling out a pulling out a gun, and but then realizing that the ship is just taking off, blasted him over. Parked a little too close.
All the Port Authority on him.
um, and
The gif with the puppy was funny.
yeah, the vehicle rocks slightly, but a couple doors open and suited guys jump out with aiming rifles up. But since you guys aren't firing down at them, and the ship is taking off quite quickly. They don't end up firing off any shots, and you leave them in the dust.
Nice.
Nice.
You get a.
I kind of feel like if they had fired shots, the Uralans might have got upset with them.
Yeah.
Probably so. They certainly would have attracted the wrong kind of attention upon themselves.
Ah. Take that, Araman. Never mind. Didn't say anything. Didn't hear me.
Pete's internal monologue.
Yeah. But also Robert's internal monologue. Araman's creepy, man.
All right. Well, you guys have gotten out of Dodge.
Woo!
You get a little notification pops up on the ship console of minor infraction with the Uralan Port Authority. You're fine to be paid within X amount of time. You got, it's one of those things you can put off without trouble
Until we get back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they know that, especially when they're putting a fine on a ship that's leaving, they can't really expect to collect it in any sort of timely fashion. So, as long as it's a minor thing, they don't really press the issue.
Yeah, makes sense.
And yeah, you guys are free and clear, ascending through the atmosphere.
Woo!
Cherry takes off her little VR racing headset and sticks it back in her bag. And excuse
Eva
me.
is hopping and excited. There's squealing, and we did it.
You betcha, man. Let's see. So, just wanted to check something here quickly for Zeke. Okay, so that's what that is. And he should have. I'm having to refresh myself quickly on what he's got. Okay, yeah. He had not updated his effort score to account for all of the things that he's got.
You mean all the things he's got running, or he forgot to update it with, I'll say, more effort stamina? Like, how do you mean, Ben?
Yeah, so your psychic effort is determined, it's calculated by a combination of your attribute modifier, your highest psychic skill, but then also it's modified by a couple other things like psychic training and metapsionics. He had not updated it for either psychic training or his Metapsionics 1. So I was like, man, he seems pretty low on effort.
Well, he would if he hadn't been updating it. That makes sense.
Yeah, because it.
Come on,
it
Avery. I know you're listening.
Because it automatically updates when because it the little built-in tracker, it auto calculates for your highest attribute modifier and your highest psychic skill, but it isn't wired up to the psychic training focus and your psychic refinement technique.
Gotcha.
So, which that would be really cool, but that that would be extra work. That I know the guy who made this was not interested in handling every edge case. But anyways,
I understand that. It's a hobby. And unless you're being paid,
yeah, if
good enough is enough.
Yeah, I have actually been tempted before to fiddle with the API for this thing because he's expressed willingness before to have other people help with it. I don't know what his current stance is on it, but anyway, yeah, there's just a couple of things that, like one of the things being saving throws, but that's kind of a it's a very edge case as far as most of the gameplay goes. Anyway,
yeah.
Without digressing more, all right, 11 o'clock and we're rolling strong. I guess I think we're probably ready to take a little brief stop at the station, do a little shopping trip for things a couple people wanted.
Woo!
Yeah, I don't know. Say so far, I feel pretty good about just sticking with letting you guys, if you'll mention somewhere, when you buy stuff, like maybe out of character planning or something, just mention when you're buying stuff, so that we'll have a written record of it somewhere. We don't necessarily need to worry about trying to keep like detailed ledgers for each individual character's funds. I think we've got a channel that we're just handling, when the party makes money and how much gets spent on things from the ship fund and when money goes out to individuals, that kind of stuff. But we don't need to track every single little expense. Does that make sense to you guys?
Sure. I generally default to tracking every expense on my sheet personally, so.
Okay, nice.
I'm a
Yeah,
little confused. You want us to note each purchase, but you're saying you don't want us to track the expenses. It seems contradictory.
It's a
I
trap.
guess. Yeah, I guess I don't need like, this is what your balance is, and then. Well, okay, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess that is
To be
basically.
clear, I don't mind putting Eva bought 12 things for 600 gold. Don't mind
Yeah,
that.
I think I probably just got myself confused. So I think I started out thinking one thing, and then I think you're right. But what I ended up saying was something different. Yeah, I mean, we've got a whole funds channel now, don't we? So I think it's easy enough to just put in there, hey, so and so bought this for this much.
Yeah. And I think we'd noted some of that in like out of character planning. And gotten sort of separated. I guess now it's been a few sessions since that shopping trip where we're kind of like, oh yeah, we'll be able to swing back and get these. and then these events. So just figuring out how we were going to swing that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Think. Okay. Yeah, there it is. The ship funds 5,200.
I mean, like, so far, I don't think Heat has really been on a buying spree anyway.
Yeah. I think it's mainly been Eva and
Yep.
At least I've spent down a pretty good amount of my money as soon as we've gotten it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you would have gotten. I'm guessing the sniper rifle and armor are gonna chew through most, if not all, of the 1,000 you just got from the Dimnoff job.
Yeah, that was a better chunk of it, along with restock and arrows and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Effectively the same for Pete. He bought that one combat rifle, and then that was about it. So
I have to admit, I'm a little bit confused about Eva's. So before I spent the 600 on the spare parts, I had her listed at 1,700.
Yeah.
And
So you probably already gained the 1,000 from Dimnoff.
right. But I was making that medium advanced weapon masterwork, and with the boosted mod is normally 2,000. With the tinker, it's 1,000. So that would be 1,600. And I may not have removed the credits for that from my sheet. I was thinking about that after I already spent the 600. And I may have to walk some of that back unless anybody can cover Eva for it.
What was the 600 for? Was that all spare parts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because they're
50
50
credits
each.
each.
Okay, got you. Yeah, so I would say, well, I mean, it's obviously up to you guys. I would say just take the 600 for spare parts out of the ship funds because
That works for me.
that's
Yeah.
the sort of thing that's going to get used for
everything.
healing, healing one of the party members, and also, yeah, just solving problems in general. That seems like a
Yeah.
fine thing to take out of ship funds.
And it makes more sense to me that I just forgot to remove the 1,600
Yeah.
from 17, because I still have the 300 that is owed to Cherry, and I know that Eva borrowed 300, leaving her with some. I guess that sum is 100. But right now, Eva has 100.
Okay.
I'll put
Yeah.
the price I'm paying for both the sword and the expensive ship funds in funds.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I think the funds channel is a good place for you guys to put, like, for Ethan, for you to put out Bo's buying a sniper rifle and blah blah blah. So, it takes him from X credits to X credit to Y credits. Um,
But only so long as you also track Z credits in our unique Cartesian credit system.
gotta have a 3-axis system here. Um, yeah, I think just slapping him that way, because I always get worried. Yeah, with like notes, it's easy to you know change something in one place and then forget to change it in another place, and um, let's see the
as far as the ship funds there, I do know that my notation in that box is if it's if there's a minus there, it has not actually been removed from the ship fund. So that minus 300 for AI data slab has not actually been removed from ship funds. Uh it's kind of a running receipt of our expenses so far, and I can actually consolidate that now.
Okay, got you. Yeah, that'd be good to do. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know of anything. I'll just mention this if Danielle or Avery think of something that they wanted their character to purchase. And I might just put that in out of character planning. And tag them.
That's a good idea.
Also, I do not mind if we do an early session. I'm really wanting to get to Dutch Bros before they close tonight.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think we got a lot done, and we've come to a pretty natural
Yeah,
stopping
we're at a
point.
great stopping point.
Yeah, and we can decide next session if we want to, how we want to handle metaspace time, if we want to role play out some scenes, or if we want to just kind of scoot on ahead to Lohe Nuda.
I'm just gonna troll Danielle a little bit and just say 100% to at least survived. All I said was we survived at least. And she's like, at least? That's okay, Danielle. I know you're gonna re-listen. You'll get me later.
Danielle, Cherry was fantastic at the drone piloting and the ship piloting.
Why, thank you.
No, Danielle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the real question is how, on a scale from 1 to 10, how bad was my Cherry impression?
You were
I
doing
would
a Cherry
say
impression?
better than before.
All right. I tried to do it in a what am I trying to say? Like a muted way, like not trying to go all the way, but just give a hint of Cherry's cadence and personality. But 'cause I don't.
You handled it more like I think Danielle would have, so I count that
Sweet.
as a pro.
Yeah.
All right, I got 1 thumbs up. That's good enough for me. Don't need any other feedback.
Good
You
enough.
might need one more, but she's not here.
Yeah, I'll hear that later.
So will I.
Yeah, we can go ahead and be wrapping up the session. No! Thumbs down canceled out my thumbs up. Now I do need other feedback. Curse you, Ethan.
It was good enough. How's that?
It's a thumbs up in my book.
The face.
Which face? The space meme?
No, the Ethan's face on the thumbs down.
Oh. Oh, I missed that one. I looked at it too fast, I guess.
Wait, that's not fair. I do think that Avery and Daniel should have to come up with faves when they come back.
They weren't part of.
Post hog faves.
What do you guys think?
I mean,
No, I'm kidding.
too bad. That could be interesting.
Say, I
Yeah, fair
wouldn't-
enough.
I would allow it. I was thinking, especially since you end up copying these into the chat. I was just thinking in the short term.
Hmm.
All right, so let's see. It's Robert first tonight.
I'm trying to decide. Like, there was enough interesting things going on to pick from. I like that we pulled off the chase and survived a whole lot of ones to start the session.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, that. I was gonna say, I guess there were multiple roles. I feel like I think all three of you ended up rolling at least one, at least one at some point in the session.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah.
Like, it was brutal early session.
Yeah. Oh, which reminds me. Mhm.
That's also just, stars without number sometimes.
Yeah.
Ones without number.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I was quickly remembering I forgot to actually do the reroll that I was needing to do for Cherry. But it all
Oh,
worked out.
okay. Oh, yeah, that's good.
No need for any
Retroactive alarm?
heretofore unseen problems with the takeoff.
You didn't see anything.
We would just had Zeke give her another reroll.
Yeah, he actually did. She did 2 rerolls.
Oh, I see that.
So yeah, even me trying to roll for Cherry, I got a couple of ones.
Ouch.
Wow.
Danger.
2 of them in a row. Yikes.
Yeah. Hey,
Wow.
it's my wife.
Daddy!
Oh, hello.
She is
Hello.
present, so she can
Yeah.
give us a fave.
Is that my oldest child still awake at 11:20 p.m.?
Yes?
Mm.
Oh my goodness.
Sounding so pleased with yourself about it.
Yup.
Yeah. And did you hear Ethan there?
Yeah?
Mhm.
You got to go to bed, you silly goose.
Mm, kind of.
Oh, kind of a silly goose.
Well, we were just doing faves. Still on
And
the.
then you have a funny picture.
Oh, do I have a funny picture? Thank you.
And who's the wing guy? The silver guy.
You mean Dex.
The silver wing, that would be
Dex
Dex.
is kind
or
of like a
Dexter.
silver wing, but it's supposed to be an eye.
That does. Who's the silver wing?
Well, that would be me.
Ah, who is that?
Me?
His name is Dex. Can you say Dex?
Hi, Dex.
Hi.
Izumi.
The phone on.
I have silver teeth. Who's the funny guy?
The funny guy, that's Mr. Robert. He's the one who shared the picture of the dinosaur jumping rope.
Funny Donny. Oops. I mean, funny Summy.
It's okay. So what were
I think
y'all's
somebody
favorites
is a
tonight?
little sleep drop.
My favorite was that we survived, at least.
All right, well, I'll put in there.
Hannah, no meowing during favorites.
Don't hold
Yeah, I guess it was just becoming my turn. I I think I guess I don't. One thing I'll say is the rental repercussions. I thought that was pretty funny. I enjoyed playing out the little the scene with the rental agent too.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
He was immediate protest. It wasn't our fault. Somebody else is shooting at us. I just like, look, man. I totally believe you. That's just totally beside the point. But yeah, I think also, I think the I don't even know the I'll call it the decoy car. I enjoyed that whole plan that you guys concocted and executed. It's fun stuff.
It's still there.
You may pull it off in a way that they'll never know. May never know that they were duped by a couple of jury-rigged dummies in a remote control car.
Yep. They may never know it was just a couple of mannequins.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never know whether taste dummies or they're the dummies.
As they got home alone.
But shh.
The dummies were the people we were along the way.
Yeah.
No,
All the dummies
were the
I've
people we
duped
made along
before.
the way.
The real dummies were the dummies we made along.
Yeah. That's the better reference. Thank you.
It's okay. Yeah, let's see. I guess it's Dex now.
I don't remember what it was in response to, but it cracked me up and made me feel very good about characterizing Eva. It was Pete's facepalm.
Oh, it was about her bathing in buckets of grease.
No, it was early session.
No, it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was.
It was that.
The buckets of grease got a good chuckle from him.
Oh, okay. You're right. It was something else.
Oh, I think it was about how the rental company would be happy to receive their heavily modified rental car.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. That's what it was.
That
was funny.
Yeah. I have a second fave also. The reaction of the guy who was standing there waiting, bored.
Yep. Got blasted.
Yeah, he just about had a whipped out a gun and was like, "Oh wait, yeah, no, not about to use it." But
Hey, Dex, are you posting those faves?
I am.
Okay.
We got Ethan's to get first.
Okay.
going to be doing soon. Ethan, what about you?
I guess the not getting to use the cans of boiling oil or
the
the heated
buckets of
grease.
He was
And
going full
also
out
that
defend the
Sarah
castle mode.
Lloyd was 100% down for that plan.
She definitely was. Oh,
Right. It's being posted.
sounds good. Yeah, she imagine her being like in the back of her mind, know that and I don't remember him asking her about this, but he'll take the fall if we get in trouble for
Yeah,
this. So.
she's like, ooh,
Let's
medieval
do it.
warfare straight up inside this spaceship.
Yeah, for real.
I would, like I'm so down with asking forgiveness for this. Um, so yeah, Danielle, I guess you'll have to just listen to the listen to the session later to find out what that was all about.
That'll be fun.
Mhm.
This was a fun
Did I?
session. Thank you.
Yeah, it turned out to be a good romp.
Yeah.
Well, everybody take your 1 XP. I will go ahead and add it to Cherry's sheet.
But
Woo.
that's not like a health. So, can I tell you guys something really cute with Hannah that happened during this conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Do you want it to
So,
hit off the air? We're still rolling.
no, I thought it was very sweet. It's not embarrassing, Hannah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very okay.
Oh.
Anyway, at one point, Ethan shared a meme, and it popped up a notification at the top of my screen where it showed his picture and then a purple bar rapidly going down. And she said, "What happened to Mr. Ethan?" And then I was like, "What? I don't understand." And then it just happened again, but with Ben posting the XP1 thing, and she went, "What's happening to Daddy?" And I was like, "What? Oh, no, that's not like a health bar, baby. That's just the message is just timing out." But she was like, "They disappeared, and what is happening?" Baby, I thought it was very sweet you were concerned for Mr. Ethan and for Daddy.
It's
It's
very
good to be
cute.
worried about, baby. Mm-hmm.
That was very sweet.
Hannah, do you want to see a funny picture that Mr. Robert shared? We'll see if we can find it.
Who's that?
I don't know. It's a baby
You want
with a health bar.
He has a health bar.
Yeah. The only people
a
who have
joke.
health bars are people who are enemies to themselves.
Oh.
Well, that's a good way
Great
to put
reference
it.
right there.
Joel
Hammer.
Hammer reference for the night.
Joel Hammer. Well, I think we're ready to shut down the stream.
All
We're
right.
all
Yep.
good to go. Thank you all for watching.